Hey guys, so today I'm going to discuss something different than usual. Many of you might think that I just go along with popular opinion and agree with whatever will get my views, but today I want to look back on a game and franchise where I shared a rather unpopular opinion. I think fans were too harsh on Mass Effect Andromeda. Yes, I know I already made a video on this subject matter back in the summer, where my video got a ton of views because it was one of the only videos at the time to have a more positive and balanced look on the game and all the controversy surrounding it. So now here we are in 2018. And I think the case of Mass Effect Andromeda is still rather important subject matter, as it taught gamers and consumers many valuable lessons. Looking back at all the big games of 2017, it's not hard to find a shortage of disappointment and controversy. Whether it be the underwhelming COD World War II and Destiny 2, or the massive upsetting of Star Wars Battlefront 2 and its loot crates, 2017 was quite a year to remember, and mostly for all the wrong reasons. But the game that stood out to me the most, and the situation that I still find myself thinking about from time to time, is Mass Effect Andromeda. A game that I'm sure needs no introduction after having one of the most disastrous launches in video game history with unprecedented fan and consumer backlash. Now I'm going to include timestamps in the description below for those of you who wanted to skip around the conversation, but for those who want to hear everything, I'm first going to talk about why Mass Effect matters to me so much personally before getting to Andromeda. Let me set something straight right off the bat that I'm sure taints my opinion some and shows I have some bias. Look at my channel name, Shepard Gaming. That is not just some random name I chose, but rather a way I chose to honor one of my idols through my work. I know this might be lame to say since Commander Shepard is only a fictional character, but to me personally, the Paragon version of Shepard that is a great warrior, leader, ambassador, and friend to everyone he knows is the kind of person I aspire to be and try to be every day of my life. I think it'd be amazing to be someone who can understand all angles and find a diplomatic solution to issues that benefit the greater good in the long term, without losing my own morals and ideals along the way. Now if you look through some of my old videos, it's no secret that I'm a Mass Effect fan, and have in fact done videos on all of the games. That's because Mass Effect is truly something incredible and unique. It's one of the very few games to truly have an immersive space opera, with interesting characters, dynamic relationships, an intriguing story, and a phenomenal atmosphere through its visuals and music. Mass Effect is one of the few sci-fi games to make such a cool and compelling universe, but it's also the best game I've played that offers a personal storyline that changes for players based on decisions made, both small and large, that span across the entirety of the trilogy. Mass Effect 3 ended on a bittersweet end, and for many fans such as me, while we could accept this was truly the end of Shepard's tale, we did not want this to be the end of the Mass Effect universe, as there was still so much untapped potential left there. I mean, this universe to me rivals the likes of Star Wars. There is so much here for a ton of games and spin-offs. Enter Mass Effect Andromeda. Mass Effect Andromeda seemed to be a Mass Effect game that many fans had dreamt of. Finally, we were going to be getting a new entry into a beloved universe that was made only for next-gen consoles and PC, that would allow the Mass Effect universe to be bigger, better, and more immersive than ever before. With early trailers bringing me personally a lot of excitement, as the music in the background and the information-based trailers set up a very morbid, exciting, and curious mood all at once, that made my mind and many others race with ideas and possibilities. It seemed like basically the premise was going to be that the Milky Way galaxy was in trouble, and would not be able to sustain life much farther into the future, so an operation was being made underway to allow 20,000 of the best and brightest from every species to take a 600-year journey into Andromeda's galaxy. The souls and people doing this journey were all having to leave behind everything and everyone they love, as by the time of their arrival, most everyone they knew would be long gone, but they had two beams of hope. One, they were setting foot into the unknown, stood fast in the hope of finding a new home for not just humanity, but all intelligent life in the Milky Way. And two, they'd be led by a Pathfinder, one for every species, and the Pathfinder is going to be us the player, where we would have to be the greatest warrior possible, as we combat any rival species or aggressive wildlife, be resourceful, smart, and quick-minded, as we would have to adapt to harsh environmental conditions and extreme cases of inclement weather, and last but not least, be kind and caring, as we help lead and pave the way for our species, by being understanding of new alien life and helping bridge the gap between new and old cultures, and finding ways in which all species could live together peacefully, and tackle objectives together as friends and allies. This was the game I expected, this was the game I had dreamt of, and this was the game I and so many other fans had expected upon arrival. But then the game came out. Mass Effect Andromeda was a mess, a ghost and husk of its former self. Many criticized the game at launch for a plethora of bugs and facial animations, as well as poor dialogue and uninteresting characters. Fans took to the internet to let their rage and hate be unleashed, using a wide range of tactics to let their opinion of the game, the developers, and EA be known. Soon afterwards, leaks of information revealed an extremely troubled development, with engine changes, senior staff leaving, outsourcing, mismanagement, lack of unity, and many more issues that had plagued the game over 5 years, causing one of the biggest games with unlimited potential to launch as one of the biggest disappointments with unlimited problems. The end result of Andromeda and the fans left us in the current situation, where the entire developer behind the game had been shut down and absorbed into other studios, and the Mass Effect IP had been left on ice by EA for the foreseeable future. As they believe the IP has too much bad press involved in it, many have been hopeful that the franchise would return, and I did once as well. But now that seems like it'll never happen, and if it does, Mass Effect won't return for a long time. This is one of the most disheartening events to me, and one of the most saddening truths: the possibility of no more Mass Effect. There was both pros and cons of the event. The pros being it was one of the first times that there was so much backlash to a game, that EA learned it can't mishandle an important IP, and that customers expect a complete product. With of course the cons being no sequel, no DLC, and maybe no Mass Effect. The damage in the outcome is done. All I can do now is hope and speculate on its eventual return, as I remember the good times Mass Effect used to bring me. Playing Mass Effect Andromeda today is rather cheap. The game's on sale constantly, along with discounts, and at times even given away for free. And if you play the game today with all the patches added in, I don't think it's that bad of a game. In fact, I would say it's actually a good game. The gameplay is great, the music is good, and the visuals are incredible. The problem is, it's not a good Mass Effect game. Mass Effect Andromeda is a game of two halves, a beautiful disaster. And it stands as a game that taught developers and publishers a valuable lesson, in terms of respecting customers. But it also taught fans that if you are too negative for too long against a game or franchise that you love, it can end in the cancellation and abandonment of an IP forever. And in that situation, no one wins. There's only loss and sadness. I think this is an important game and situation to remember. As we criticize games and developers, we should not blindly hate or be over the top in negativity. And instead, we should seek to vote with our wallets and offer useful and constructive feedback on how games can be done and handled better. Okay guys, well that ends my video on Mass Effect Andromeda and what we can learn from the past. I want to know your thoughts as well. What did you think of the points I made? What did you think about Mass Effect Andromeda? Let me know in the comments below, and as always, if you like this video and you want to see more like it, be sure to leave a like and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you all on the next Shepard Gaming video. Keyless Alive.